34位瑞典国会议员联名致函联合国秘书长，支持台湾参与联合国。同时，我也要向魏莫斯议员致上谢意。魏莫斯议员去年10月在欧洲议会报告台欧盟政治关系及合作，后由欧洲议会压倒性的票数通过，产生了第一份台欧盟政治关系文件。魏莫斯议员不计压力，提出由我文件带动欧洲议会陆续出现有关呼吁中国停止威胁台海及印太地区和平稳定的协议。感谢在这各位对台湾的支持，非常谢谢大家。最近50天来，关注与支持乌克兰已经成为全球自由民主信仰者每天早上醒过来最关心的议题。台湾也不例外。提到乌克兰，我很困难不想到俄罗斯入侵乌克兰的20天前，也就是今年2月4日，习近平及普京发表的联合声明中，老调重弹，台湾是中国领土不可分割的部分的谎言，显露出中共无时无刻不忘记并吞台湾的野心。事实上，台湾与中国一边一国是铁铮铮的事实。台湾从未被中华人民共和国统治过，台湾与中国互不隶属。台湾结为中国的一部分，可以从1955 4月28日全球49个国家共同签订的旧金山合约获得证明。今年是国际局势风云诡谲的一年，是2月24日，俄罗斯入侵乌克兰开始，欧洲与全球区域安全遭受到2战以来的最大危机。位处亚洲对抗中共霸权最前线的台湾，与全球民主国家同属体干，除了输送医疗物资以侵略乌克兰之外，更时时保持警觉，认知到自由民主并非理所当然，是要用决心与勇气来捍卫。400年来，台湾先民所属卫国有着可歌可泣的表现，未来台湾也将持续与志同道合的民主同盟国家共同巩固自由民主普世价值的基础，捍卫印太地区的和平稳定发展。在俄乌战争的阴影下，借这个机会，我要呼吁国际社会一定不能忽视中共政权对内压迫、对外扩张的贬值。中共在引入市场经济之后，受到天无二柱，土无二王，普天之下莫非王土，率土之滨莫非王臣的中国传统政治思想影响下，内部缺少言论、结社及宗教等自由，严重压迫新疆、西藏、香港的人权，对外积极推动“一带一路”广受孔子学院崇尚战狼外交，并在南海填海造地，企图影响国际的航行自由。其患有强悍者虽远必诛的天朝心态，即实现中华民族伟大复兴的中国梦，造成印太地区极大的紧张，也对全球和平造成巨大的威胁，请国际切莫忽视。最后，我们注意到 贵国但选出女性的国家领导人安德森首相，国会的女性比例高达46%，3位副议长也都是女性。对贵国，我代表台湾表达敬佩。在敬佩之余，在此我也要借这个机会肯定一下台湾自己国家的人民。自2016年起，蔡英文女士就受到人民的附托，成为台湾史上第一位女性国家元首。而台湾国会在性别主流化的表现上，虽然没有贵国的亮丽，但也有不错的成绩。本届女性委员占比约43%，位居亚洲第一。今天与会出席的委员，也正好男女比例各半，完美地呈现出台湾两性在政治领域中的平衡发展，令人欣慰。最后亲自，台湾和瑞典两国邦谊永续发展，大家旅途愉快，健康如意。谢谢大家。
谢谢游院长，有请院长回座。接下来，让我们欢迎欧国立主席为我们致辞，有请欧主席。
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues. Mr. Speaker, thank you for this warm welcoming. On behalf of the whole delegation, I would like to express our gratitude for the kindness and hospitality we have met since the first minute we came to Taiwan. It has been 4 amazing days with many meetings, exchange of views, and building of relationships. We learned a lot about Taiwan's economic growth, about the defense of Taiwan, about fighting disinformation, and many, many other issues common for our both countries. As politicians, you know that meeting with other people is the best part of our job. It's also a very essential element in our position of trust. During our visit, we have received encouraging messages from our voters in Sweden, who clearly appreciate that we're here, demonstrating our support for Taiwan. Our voters regret what happened with Hong Kong and recall how easy it is to lose freedom and suffocate democracy. But not everyone is happy about our visit. A couple of weeks ago, a letter from the Embassy of the People's Republic of China arrived at the Parliament. We were accused of violating the One China principle and sending the wrong signal to the Taiwan independence forces. Our conclusion was good. If China is hungry, we are doing something right. We stand firmly in our conviction of defending Taiwan's sovereignty and independence. Letting China undermine Taiwan's democracy will weaken the EU's geopolitical credibility and encourage the People's Republic of China to pressure European countries whenever they like. We can never allow this happen. During our visit, we discussed Russia's war in Ukraine and the atrocity of such actions. Our message is clear. Taiwan has many friends. The international community cares about Taiwan. We will defend Taiwan with everything which is in our power. Our Swedish Taiwanese Parliamentarian Association will continue to work tirelessly for Taiwan's inclusion in WHO, ICAO, and all other organizations in the United Nations. We will never compromise on our constant support for Taiwan, which upholds and champions the values of democracy, human rights, and freedom. We will always remain united under these shared ideals and support the sovereignty, the independence, and success of Taiwan. Thank you.
Thank you. Please be seated. 接下来，让我们欢迎魏莫斯议员为我们致辞。
Your Excellency, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to be here in the Legislative Yuan in Taiwan. It's a trip that I have long anticipated. And it is at a crucial time. The Russian invasion of Ukraine was a wake-up call for all of us. It has started a debate in Taiwan as well as in Sweden. Sweden is not very far away from joining NATO now. And we're stepping up finally our territorial defense. We as Europeans, we also realize that it has to be us that defend the soil of Europe from aggression in the future. And this realization is very important news for Taiwan. While Europe cannot have the same military presence as the United States in the Indo-Pacific, we can make sure that the European theater is safeguarded by us, so that our common friend, the United States, can assume its big responsibility in the Indo-Pacific. Having said that, though, there are a lot of things we Europeans can do. We are already a major source of foreign direct investment here in Taiwan. That could be further strengthened. We can and we should work together on supply chain resilience, making sure our foreign policy is not directed from Beijing. This is a huge endeavor. You know it and we know it. It's not easy. But we must make sure it happens. Because the price will be so much higher if we refrain from it. We also can learn from each other how to fight disinformation. And the Taiwanese affection of freedom of speech is impressive, I must say. And we in the West have a lot to learn from that. You may remember how Chinese disinformation hurt freedom of speech so that it was not even possible for a while to discuss whether there was a lab leak in the Wuhan Institute of Virology. This is a lesson that must be learned. A big part of our discussion here has been about deterrence. And also there we have a lot to learn from the failed deterrence of Russia in Europe. And I think the fact that we are here today, as Swedes, as Europeans, speaks volumes in Beijing and in the world. Because we make sure that no one fails to understand that we know Taiwan and we love Taiwan. And together, we support democracy, we support human dignity, rule of law. And that is a very solid ground to stand on. But we also have a common interest, and that is the rules-based world order. Without that, there is no freedom of navigation. Without that, there will be intrusion into our air identification zones in Sweden, in Taiwan, all the time, with no consequences. So we must do whatever we can to protect that world order. I will continue to work for that in the European Parliament. As Taiwan Rapporteur, as a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, and I hope to be able to see you next time in Brussels. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 接着下来是致赠礼品的时间，让我们有请院长至台前一一致赠礼品给外宾。有请院长。Now I would like to invite Honorable Boriana Albert to come to the front to receive the gift from President Yo. Please. The gift is Anda pottery. It's gold painted with the best-known Taiwan mask orchid, also called butterfly orchid. The butterfly orchid is considered graceful and sacred, featuring a flying butterfly bringing the best wishes to the distinguished guest. Thank you. Next. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Honorable Charlie Wemmers, please. The pottery is also gold painted with Formosan black bear, which is endemic to Taiwan. The gift represents unique and brave. The pottery features our profound and solid friendship. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Honorable Kirsten Lundgren, please. The gift is a white peacock teapot, which represents luck and happiness. Thank you. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Honorable Beyond Soder, please. The gift is a jar painted with the chamber. You can find a unique crackle texture in it. The top handle is called Ru Yi in Chinese, which symbolizes a favorable and successful life. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Honorable Lars Adaktusson. Thank you. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Honorable Marcus Weishaupt. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Honorable Anne-Sophie Elm. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Honorable Lars Pius. Thank you. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Honorable Alexander Christiansen. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Ms. Alice Coulihan. Thank you. The gift is a delicate teacup painted with butterfly orchid, which represents grace and wealth. Thank you.请容我为各位长官、贵宾补充介绍我们刚刚抵达的委员蔡适应，立法院民主进步党团代表蔡适应委员。接下来的时间为双方意见交流与讨论，有请院长为我们主持。Now let's move on to the discussion time. I'd like to hand over to President Yo to host the session, please.
我再次代表台湾的国会。
好，等我一下哦。
长官委员，拜拜。